Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. Natgas has started into a new week, slight upside today, overall no change, and we're in the resistance area that is defined here in red on the chart. So looking at the structure, we are dealing with, maybe I should zoom out a bit. It's important to keep perspective, okay? Sometimes it makes sense to look at the longer time frame chart as well. We have reached a key support area, obviously, when we zoom out, right? The idea is that, yeah, we might get one more low, but we're very, very close to a long-term low. That narrative hasn't changed for many, many weeks, maybe even months. It is expected that as soon as this correction is finished, and so far it's a bit too early to confirm it, that a third wave rally should begin, or we call it an ABC instead of a 1, 2, 3. And that should lead to long-term rising prices here on the Natgas chart. You can see here that this was a long-term uptrend, which is considered either, as I said, a wave 1 or an A wave. It is very choppy, so you can interpret that as a 3-wave move as well. Then the B wave here to the downside, A wave, complex correction, B wave rally, C wave down. And again, here we are very, very close to a long-term low. Compared to where we come from, there's really very limited downside, if any, and to the upside then we should see long-term rising prices. Critical resistances on the long-term chart are, let me actually take that out. First of all, you see here, that's the main one here at $15.73. Then we've got one at $9.95, around about the $10 level. And then here, this one is going to be critical, the October 23 high around $3.30. Especially 370. Especially if that level is broken, that would indicate that the structure on this chart is changing and that we can expect further upside. At least it would indicate that, yeah, the upside pressure is getting stronger and stronger. Looking then at the 4-hour chart, this here gives us the structure from the B wave top in 2022. We have a 5-wave move down, which actually already can be counted visually complete, yeah, from the 8-hour chart, daily chart. So we have a, this is where the B wave topped, okay, and this here would be a C wave down now, which is a 5-wave move. We already have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. We might get one more low or not, okay, so that's the idea. At the moment, I'm still looking for possibly one more low, but I need to see some confirmation, some kind of a reaction or start of this downside move. We haven't seen that for weeks. So that's basically a signal that would tell us that, okay, if now micro support breaks, okay, we can look at this 5th wave to the downside, because maybe looking at this time frame, we already have 5 waves down, which could indicate, okay, we might have completed this entire, let's say, downtrend. However, looking at the microstructure then, and this is where it's getting sometimes a bit messy, we could justify one more low, okay? And I'm still leaning towards one more low, but it's now about time that it turns around. So if it doesn't, then this might be our first signal that a low is in. So looking at this here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? This could be an ending diagonal to the downside, might need one more low. And this is going to remain my view until, so in my opinion, the count that remains in control until I see a 5-wave move up. So with Elliott wave, 5 waves will indicate the trend direction. At the moment, and this is now where we go to the 1-hour chart, at the moment, from this low point that was formed in February, I can only see a 3-wave rally. That leaves probabilities, let's say, unclear. Okay, so all we've done so far is produce a so-called flat structure in an ABC pattern. Some people ask me for even a micro count of this C wave up. It just doesn't work. I explained that before, that we have so many different Natgas charts, it doesn't make any sense. Also here, you can't really see anything due to the gap. So that is not helpful. We can identify with Elliott wave, we can only identify tendencies and support and resistance levels. Now, it's very simple. If resistance breaks, it indicates that something more bullish is going on. If support breaks, it would confirm here that the 5th wave to the downside has started. At the moment, we are in resistance, but we haven't broken it. We haven't broken support. So it's a little bit in no man's land, you could say. What I'm waiting for are two things for further clarification. I'm watching for either a break of support, which is here at $1.84. So if that level breaks, we have I would say a good indication that the fifth wave to the downside has started. Until that breaks, further upside is possible in the yellow count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And it's possible that this fourth wave to the downside has started, or the wave 5, but there's literally no indication for it. I'm just saying it's possible. First indication that this might be the case is a break below the last low at $2.15. Until then, further direct upside is possible. And if we get into this orange zone, which is still unchanged from the last video, between $1.84 and $2.01, that's a standard support zone. That's our next pivot. So it's all about the pivots, understanding the pivots. We're now in a resistance area, breaking above it. 250 would be too strong for a reliable wave 4. That would already shift probabilities towards the yellow count, but I can't confirm, let's say, a 5-wave move or I can't confirm the yellow count generally, and the idea that we could have bottomed already until I have the 5 waves up. Okay, so that's the idea. And from an actionable point of view, what did we look for in recent weeks? We looked for potentially that C wave up into the resistance area. Okay, so I mentioned to you in previous updates that if you want to trade the upside, for example, the C wave rally or something more bullish, well, there was one clear invalidation point, which is here, that low. Also then in the last few videos, I mentioned it's this swing low, okay? But then I added in the last video this support zone, which sort of is more relevant than just this swing low now with the latest structure. At the moment, I don't see any clear, let's say, short trade setup from here, because that would require, let's say, a 5-wave move to the downside followed by a corrective rally. And then we can set a stop above that high, for example. Now, obviously, we are in a resistance area, so it could technically start from here, but there is no reaction to it. Okay, at least I always warn about getting too bearish too early, because we haven't got any break of support. Okay, and also please consider that we're very, very close to a long-term low, most likely. And therefore, short positions from here aren't really great from a reward to risk point of view. At the same time, we haven't got confirmation that the low is in. So I think it's best to be a little bit patient and wait for clarity for most people. But if that is personal, you have to decide that for yourself. At the moment, this is a possible trend bottoming process. I mean, the bottoming process might include one more low, maybe not. Bottoming is a process, okay? There's nobody who's standing somewhere and telling us, okay, the low is in now. From an analysis point of view, we always need to see structure. So I need to see the 5 waves up as a minimum to indicate that we've bottomed, okay, and to confirm that. So, but yeah, considering that we're very close to a major turning point potentially, it might take a while to really confirm it. You've seen the long-term chart. So hopefully that helps. That's my update about Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, then feel free to check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.